Hey friends, happy Monday. Last week when we were together, we worked on writing a juicy opening for our story. We learned a song that went like this. Catchy opening, pull the reader in. Setting tells us where and when. Ask yourself, what happened right before the main event? My topic last week was to tell about a time that I went to the park. The first thing that I did is I drew my main event. And my main event was me and my little sister swinging at the park. Then I had to draw what happened right before the main event. Before the main event, my little sister and we walked to the park. And this is a picture of us walking to the park. I made sure that my pictures were really detailed. You could tell the weather in both pictures. You can see that I'm walking on the sidewalk and that I was here and I was in the playground. When it was time to write, the first thing that we had to write was our catchy opening. Your catchy opening is how you draw the reader in to want to read your story. Listen to my catchy opening from last week because some of you guys had really good catchy openings. My catchy opening was, have you ever swung so high? It was good, right? So after my catchy opening and I pull the reader in, then I have to give my setting to tell us where and when. On a hot summer day, I walked to the park with my sister. So I gave you my catchy opening. I gave you my setting and I said what happened right before the main event. Miss Johnson had some time to look through the writing that you submitted with your parents. And the one thing that you did well is that you included your catchy openings. Your catchy openings were juicy, so shout outs to you. But a lot of us did not include our setting and we did not talk about what we did right before the main event. So this week, we are not going on to write about the middle of the story. Say, nope, not yet. We have to get better at writing our beginnings of our stories before we can move on to the middle. Say, bring it back. So today, we have a new topic. And today's topic is to tell about a time that you went to a restaurant. I know, so good. But the first thing that I have to do is I have to write my name. The first step is you're going to say, write your name. The first step is good. Now, when I write my name, I'm going to make sure that I'm hitting the headline, the midline, and the baseline. My name is not going to go below the baseline because that would be sloppy, and we don't do that. So I'm going to make sure that it is nice and neat. My M goes from the top to the bottom, Miss, because that's my first name. And then in between my first name and my last name, I have a meatball space. And I'm going to write Johnson. So that's J-O-H-N-S-O-N. Perfect. Now I have to think about my picture. Next, I have to. Good. So I know that the topic is about me going to a restaurant, right? So for my main event, because I write my main event first, I have to think about a time that I went to a restaurant. I remember a time that I went to a restaurant is when my sister got green at school all week long. So my mom said that we would go to Red Lobster to celebrate. Red Lobster is my favorite restaurant because the biscuits are so good. So I'm going to draw me, my mom, my sister. We're going to be at the restaurant, which is Red Lobster, and we're going to be sitting down having a meal. Now, when I draw right before, let me just pause. Let me just draw that picture first. Say, draw the main event. Okay, here I go. So first, I know at Red Lobster, they have like this sign and it says Red Lobster. So I'm going to write the sign where it says Red Lobster, so everyone knows where I am. And remember, Miss Johnson is not the best artist, so please don't make fun of me. And then this over here is gonna be the table. So this is the table that we sat at. And then I'm gonna draw our chairs. So here's my chair. All right, and then this chair is gonna be for my mom, and then my sister's gonna sit right in the middle because we're celebrating her. So this is her sitting at the table. Of course, she has her little pigtails and she's smiling. She's wearing a dress and her hands are right on the table. And now I'm gonna draw me. So here I am, I'm wearing a dress, and these are my hands going to the table. I'm smiling, and my hair is in one cute little ponytail. And I'm gonna make some earrings for me and my sister. And now I have to draw my mom. So I'm gonna draw my mom. My mom's a little bit taller. She's smiling because she is so proud of my sister. Here are her legs and her hands are on the table too. Perfect. And then in the middle here, guys, have you ever been to Red Lobster and have you ever had their biscuits? So good. So here is the table and the plate in the middle with the biscuits. That's my mom's cup, my sister's cup, and my cup. Perfect. Oh wait, you don't know what time of day it is. So I'm gonna add a little window over here. And the window is gonna have the sun shining because we went for lunch one day, okay? Great. So now that I drew my main event, I have to draw what happened right before my main event. Now, before the main event, we had to drive to Red Lobster. So I'm gonna draw me, my mom, and my sister, and we're all driving to Red Lobster. Now, Miss Johnson is not very good at driving cars. Bear with me. So I have the street, and I know it's the street because there are the little lines on the street that people drive on. And it's sunny outside, so the sun is shining. Birds are flying in the sky. Now here I go to drive to draw my car. So I've got this part here, right over here. This part here, this part here. Okay, right. All right, so that's the bottom of my car. Now I'm gonna draw the next piece that comes on top. And that part goes like this. Okay, I'm getting it. And here's one of the doors with the little handle. Here's the other door with the handle. Here are the wheels. Wheel. Wow, look at me. Here are the lights on the car. It looks kind of good. And now I'm gonna draw the steering wheel. Look at that. And now my mom, she's the one who's driving. So she's got her hands on the wheel. This looks so good, guys. I'm trying my best. And then over here is Miss Johnson, and she's smiling. And then over here is my little sister, and she's smiling too. And both of our hands are up like, whoop, 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 whoop. Perfect. Look at this car. Yes. And we're driving to Red Lobster. Awesome, friends. So I drew my picture. Now it's time for the juicy part where we get to actually write our story. Now, we're gonna use our song to help us so that we know that we have all of the parts that we need. Catchy opening, pull the reader in. The first thing that I need, hands up, is what? What's the first sentence that I need? Hands down. What's the first sentence? I need my what? Yes, I need my catchy opening. So last week, my catchy opening was, have you ever swung so high? This week, my catchy opening is, going to the restaurant is the best. Say, oh yeah. All right, here I go. Sentences begin with an uppercase letter. Going. Go. That's a sight word. Go is G-O. Go is. Great. So I'm going to write my G-O. G-O. But now I need ing. Ing. I-N-G. Ing, ing, ing. Say it. Go. I-N-G. Ing, ing, ing. Going to. To. That's a sight word. How do you spell to? Yes, T-O. Going to, let me reread so I know what comes next. Going to the. That's a sight word. How do you spell the? T-H-E. Good. Going to the restaurant. Restaurant. That's the letter R, yes. That's the letter E. Rest. Rest. That's S-T. Say S-T. Restaurant. The rest is a little tricky. A-U-R-A-N-T. Let me reread. Going to the restaurant is. That's a sight word. I-S. Is the. I know the. I already spelled it already. T-H-E. Going to the restaurant is the best. Best. B. What letter is that? Yes, the letter E. Best. S-T. Say it. Go. Good. And I'm reading this with a lot of excitement, so that means I'm not going to put a period. I'm going to put an exclamation mark. Going to the restaurant is the best. Perfect. So now that I have my catchy opening, let's sing our song to figure out what comes next. Catchy opening, pull the reader in. Setting tells us where and when. Now I need my setting. Now I need my... This is where a lot of you messed up last week. You had your catchy opening, and then you just stopped. Say, You need your setting next. Okay, the sun is out. Maybe I can say, on a sunny afternoon, my family and I went to Red Lobster. On a sunny afternoon, my family and I went to Red Lobster. Awesome. So now this is a new sentence, so I'm starting with an uppercase letter. On, that's a sight word. On, O-N. On a, that's the letter A. On a sunny, that's the letter, S. The letter U. Sun, N-N-Y. On a sunny afternoon, I'm going to go to the next line because I don't have enough space here and I don't want to make my writing sloppy, so I'm just going to go to the next line. Afternoon. A, F, T, E-R says Afternoon. The letter N. Noon. O-O-N. On a sunny afternoon, my, that's a sight word. M-Y, my family, the letter, F. My family, and, that's a sight word. How do you spell and? A-N-D. On a sunny afternoon, my family and I. Obviously, it's the letter I. And when I is by itself, it is an uppercase letter. So I is going to be by itself. On a sunny afternoon, my family and I went. W-E-N-T. My family and I went to. That's T-O. Red Lobster. Now, it's the name of a place, so the R is going to be uppercase, and the L for lobster is going to be uppercase. Red, uppercase R, which is the letter E, red, the letter D. Good, and I'm going to give you lobster. Lobster is L-O-B-S-T-E-R. Period. Let's reread our story to make sure it makes sense. Going to the restaurant is the best. On a sunny afternoon, my family and I went to Red Lobster. Friends, what we were able to do is we drew our pictures nice and detailed. First, we drew the main event. Then we drew what happened right before the main event. When it was time to write our story, first we started with our catchy opening to pull the reader in. Make sure that when you go write your story has a juicy, catchy opening. Catchy opening, pull the reader in. Setting tells us where and when you need to have